All the massive forces of change have been driven by the people. Huge movements such as political revolutions, technology advancements, or fights for social equality are still continuing to this day. We are the ones who make such changes. We are the ones who make a difference in what we believe is wrong. This often means rules have to be broken. And whenever rules are broken, there always are consequences. But then the question comes in mind. Is breaking the rules truly necessary to change or create new rules? Or is it even acceptable? Well, the answer is yes. Now, the whole point of changing rules is because we're not happy with the rules in the first place. Think of famous leaders such as Mahatma Gandhi or Martin Luther King Jr. Two individuals from absolute different corners of the globe, but yet mutually similar due to their common devotion for change. Change through the use of nonviolence, civil disobedience. This is important. This is important because if you were to ask most people to give an example of civil disobedience, it would most likely be an example of a violent protest, a robbery, or some form of violent behavior. Our civil disobedience does not simply mean breaking the rules. It is much more than that. It is about cooperation. It is about making a point so others may follow. It is about bringing what's dark in our society to light. Gandhi and Martin Luther King Jr. both broke the rules. But it is thanks to their dedication to achieve change and genius to know how to break the rules, and yet avoid social violence that gave way to a better outcome for their society. Because of them, the people of India liberated themselves from British rule and the United States could walk a path to racial equality. Social change is an immensely broad topic. Varying on the subject, it could be anything from the technology we use, the appearance that we like, or the beliefs that we follow. Obviously, as you all know, the world today is not how it was or will be. In a matter of centuries, years, months, or maybe even a couple of days, our lives will change. Social change is quite unpredictable. Tiny changes could have a huge impact, while huge changes could have just a minor impact. That being said, I have found that once in a while incredible great minds are born, such as Albert Einstein or Leonardo da Vinci. Both born to break the rules of what was believed to be possible or impossible, and build new rooms in the house of knowledge. How exactly did these individuals break any rules, you may ask? Let me tell you. Einstein bore his universal formula of energy and his potential theory of relativity between time and gravity almost 60 years before mankind ever traveled to space. Da Vinci drew the designs of a machine that could quite potentially fly, a bit more than 500 years before the first flying machine was ever built. It is thanks to geniuses such as Einstein and Da Vinci who break the boundaries of possibility. What Einstein and Da Vinci did is not only acceptable, but immensely admirable because opposing the conventional way of thinking is another form of breaking the rules of what is possible and what yet isn't. I'm not gonna lie, breaking any form of rule will have repercussions. If I skip class, I'm more likely to get lower grades. If a thief steals, he is bound to be imprisoned. Every yin has a yang, but that's not the point. I have come to learn that the most heinous of all rules are sadly created in some way or another for politics, power, or money in mind. This means that somebody loses while somebody gains. Think of slavery, sexism, or poverty, and just to name a few. It is ridiculous to believe these ways of life are meant to exist. But are we supposed to respect such rules and stand by as they take place? Often rules that we as a whole majority disagree with is because they are in fact wrong. So now tell me, is it not acceptable to break the unacceptable rules and take a stand for that which we know is right? Civil disobedience is a form of social change that, although it may break the rules, it is an effective, acceptable way to express the disapproval of the rules that we must obey and make a change for ourselves.